What do an MIT trained neurosurgeon and a DoorDash delivery driver have in common? Interesting, right? First, I'd like to share with you a bit of the backstory sorry, I felt like I had something in my teeth for a second. First, I'd like to share a bit of the story to paint more of a picture and add some context to what I'm about to share. So several weeks ago, let's say in the last month and a half, I came across, because hey, YouTube algorithm pushed a video in my feed from an MIT trained neurosurgeon who had quit his job and found himself alone in the mountains, unemployed, ... The story continues. And this 45 minute video was him sharing his story of how he got to this place, this moment in time. And essentially he had shared that what he had thought he was getting into in terms of a career, helping people through surgery. He said in the video that a lot of neurosurgeons, even though neuro has to do with nerves and typically the brain, they also work a lot on the spine. So a lot of people are suffering in the world, obviously. And what he came to discover is that some people, yes, would be helped and healed via his doing surgery, performing surgery. Obviously, very intense and invasive procedures. But a lot of people would not heal and would not get better. Or if they did, it would be temporary, almost like a Band-Aid solution, as intense as it was, spinal surgery, brain surgery. But the symptoms would come back. The root causes were clearly not addressed, whereas he thought that what he was taught and trained in school is that surgery was like the end-all solution for those struggling and suffering. So I should mention this man's name. His name is Dr. Goobie. His YouTube channel name is Goobie and Doobie. Doobie is his dog. Cute, right? And he was in school for 10 years and in training, a whole decade before he was finally working in the field of neurosurgery for another 10 years. That's 20 years of his life. You could say that there's the sunken cost fallacy that one would have to grapple with, and the identity of being a neurosurgeon, working in the field, practicing, being successful, not just monetarily in terms of compensation, but also status, accolades in society, right? Understandably, people were saying he was crazy for doing this, but his wife supported him leaving the field. If you're not familiar with the sunken cost fallacy, it's the concept of having poured so much into something, whether it's time, money, additional resources, energy, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, into something, whether it be a career, a sport, a life path, your identity, something that you do. And then ultimately, if you find yourself at a fork in the road, feeling unfulfilled, wondering, should I stay, should I go, what should I do? The sunken cost fallacy often makes us stay because we have siphoned so much of everything that we are and so much of what we've got, sometimes everything that we have, into this whatever it is working out. And so it's hard to walk away, even if our heart is being pulled in another direction, or even if our business or project hasn't taken off or isn't making any money and we're just pouring into it and it's just not reaping the results that we were hoping that it would. To wrap this brief story up for the context and purpose of this video, Dr. Goobie realized that what he was thinking, you hear that? Chill, bro. What Dr. Goobie thought that his career was going to be in terms of meaning and purpose and significance, life satisfaction, fulfillment, all the things, wasn't in the end what he thought it was going to be like or what he thought it was going to feel like. So he made the courageous decision to walk away and take at least a year off for himself, to be in the mountains, to spend time with his dog, his best friend. Now he's sharing his journey on YouTube, monetized. He did not have a backup plan, even though he's still an MIT trained neurosurgeon, so I'm sure he'll be fine. But nevertheless, he has taken a whole different life path in the name of self-reflection and freedom. When I came across Dr. Goobie's video, it was blowing the hell up. It got over 8 million views by the time I came across it, which was day 10 of it having been published. So clearly People are resonating with his message. People are feeling unfulfilled, unsatisfied, stuck, like they are in the hamster wheel of life. As Dave Ramsey says, you feeling like a rat in a wheel. Not making fun. I love his southern accent, but it's so great the way that he says it. I wish I could do it justice. Now, story 2, the DoorDash delivery driver. Just this week, in the last few days, again, gotta love the YouTube algorithm. There's this woman who is, you guessed it, a DoorDash delivery driver. She's 42, and this is her choice. And she has done a myriad of different jobs over her working life. She worked in an office building with no windows for 6 years and eventually got diagnosed with a vitamin D deficiency. So there's that. Left that. She worked with kids in some capacity. She worked at a call center dealing with customer service and a whole bunch of nonsense. She's worked in hospital settings. So like she knows a thing or two, and she obviously has a variety of skills. She, by choice, works as a DoorDash delivery driver because she has freedom of choice. She doesn't have to work under bosses who are rude and mean and, up the wazoo about whatever nonsense, which not all bosses are like that. Granted, this is a broad generalization, but don't we all know bosses that either are like that or that we've worked for in the past who were just horrendous and awful, and you wonder how they got into such a position of authority. But that's why I'm calling them bosses and not leaders, but I digress. Anyway, this chick is hustling, she's making her money, she's doing it, but she gets to set her own schedule. She has autonomy. She is able to work when she wants, limited contact with people. If there is, it's brief. The point is, this woman, I think it's Latoya, she is choosing to carve her own path in this life, regardless of societal expectations. Also sharing her journey on YouTube for the past 4 years. And her YouTube channel name is DoorDash, by the way. Dough, like making paper, making dough. It's so punny and it's hilarious. I absolutely love it. I think it's clever as hell. Anyway, she's blowing the fuck up right now. She had under 2,000 followers in the last 4 years of her posting, as she says. In the last 5 days, she got 10,000 followers. This is YouTube we're talking about. Subscribers, not followers. Y'all know what I mean. Anyway, she is now just being herself, literally vlogging about her daily deliveries. Who would have thought anyone would be interested in dashing diaries or whatever she calls it, Dasher diaries? Anyhow, who would have thought? And it just goes to show that someone who's being authentic, someone who's speaking from the heart, someone who is emotive and reflective and will share a lesson, a gold nugget of introspection, sharing it with the world. There are people out there who need to hear your message in only the way that you can deliver it. I resonate with these two people so much, all the way from being a DoorDash delivery driver to an unemployed, in the mountains, MIT trained neurosurgeon, and everything in between. At the heart of it, these are human beings. These are people who don't want to subscribe to the status quo. And there's nothing wrong with doing it if you feel satisfied. Not everyone's meant to be a YouTuber or a content creator or an entrepreneur, and that's fine. There are over 8 billion people in the world. We are all going to have different paths and things that we're pulled toward, called toward, and things that we want to do. Some people like the societal framework and structure and having someone else guide them and tell them what to do in a specific role at a traditional job, let's say. That's fine. But for those of us who are not called toward a traditional, typical, societally accepted career path, which you could even argue that point now because it's 2024 as of the recording and posting of this video. And times are changing, y'all. What a time it is to be alive. Whether you're making content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever other platforms, Snapchat, I don't know what's monetized or monetizable these days. God, I sound like such a, like the boomer generation to the millennials, but now I'm the millennial to the Gen Z generation. The ability to make money or an income and a living that you love and that is flexible and that allows you to self-govern your schedule and your days and what you do, how you do it, who you do it with, when you do it, all those glorious things, by being yourself and having the courage to show the fuck up and literally turn a camera on, put a little light on, get a little mic, having like just be scrappy and be resourceful, even if you're minimal on the resources, and allowing you to build a community, allowing you to fulfill and honor the call of your heart, even when you know people are going to make fun of you. I know people are going to make fun of me. I'm sure people are talking about me. I mean, I don't want to say like, I'm sure people are talking about me right now, as if people don't have anything better to do. But I knew back in 2017, when I was 27 and I first launched my YouTube channel, before I even did that, I had the just smarts enough to know human nature. People are going to talk. People are going to have an opinion. And people are going to laugh. And I didn't care. I accepted myself and loved myself and respected myself enough to honor, again, what I felt I needed to do in this world creatively, whether it was going to get monetized or not, whatever. And I started my YouTube channel. And about a year and a half, 2 years later, at a pub, I was out with some friends, and a casual acquaintance of mine came up to me at the bar, and we got to chatting. He's a DJ, so he's also creative and entrepreneurial minded. And it was bold for him to say it to my face, but I respect the candor. And he said that he did make fun of me when he heard that I was going to start a YouTube channel. He said like, oh, so Kinga's going to be some YouTuber now? But after that almost couple year period, when we were talking at that bar, he said that he actually respected me because I stuck with it, or respected the fact that I had stuck with it. And so while it's, a little crass to tell someone like, yeah, I was kind of talking shit about you regarding that, but I took it for the compliment that it was. And more than anything, I know that I inspired him in a way through my courage and boldness and bravery to do what was right for me in spite of being my age and people talking shit. And here I am at 35 as of a couple weeks ago with my third relaunch and still going strong. And life is a trip. Whether you're, again, neurosurgeon, DoorDash delivery driver, I still run my service-based business of teaching yoga almost at my 9-year anniversary. And I love it. And I'm blessed every single day, both personally and professionally, for what I'm able to do in addition to this online course stuff as well as YouTube. And you just never know what doors are going to open for you, when your breakthrough is going to be, whether it's that next video, that next project, that next connection, meeting, whatever it may be. When you have the fire inside you and the confidence to show up, to keep going, regardless of the naysayers, you're not going to ruin your life unless you make absolutely garbage choices, starting a YouTube channel or pursuing some type of creative life path where you can also support yourself and make a hearty living. And dare I say, have fun and not do what your parents did. You're not going to ruin your life. And you can handle a little bit of being made fun of, okay? So if you do need some support with this, check out my course below, Zen High Performance Method, book a call. I'm going to leave it there, short and sweet. You can also check out my recent video of how to improve your self-concept, also how to reinvent yourself, how to overcome inner resistance. I'm going to link it all down below. I've got some good content on there for you. My goal here is to inspire you through the stories of Dr. Goobie, of the lovely woman who's blowing the fuck up right now from DoorDash, and my own story and my own journey. So let me know in the comments below if this is something that's calling out to your heart. Do you want to start a YouTube channel? What's holding you back? Or are you going to do it because the time is now? Let me know. I want to cheer you on in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Signing off.
Let me say this, you can't make money if you never take risks. Gotta take L's if you wanna get wins. Simple talking 101, basic as it gets.